My guest today is Melanie Colwell with Galecki Financial Management. It's especially gratifying to speak with Mel today because she attended our masterclass twice, actually. The first time was in September 2014, and the second time was September 2018. So, Mel, welcome and thanks for speaking with me today.
Thanks for having me.
So please let me start by telling me a little bit about yourself and Galecki Financial Management. What's your role in the firm? How many years have you been with Galecki and so forth?
Yeah, so Galecki Financial Management, we were founded in 1990 by Greg Galecki, and we're a fee-only wealth management firm. We do financial planning as well as portfolio management services. I began my journey with Galecki in 2005, so I'm about 13 and a half years into the industry, and became a shareholder with the firm in 2011. Huh. I serve as, an investment advisor on our investment committee. I also am working with my own clients as a relationship manager. Mm-hmm. So early in my career with Galecki, my family endured a pretty traumatic, complicated death. And so navigating through my own experience with that grief was really eye-opening because I dealt firsthand with a number of professionals in various industries who simply didn't know how to communicate with myself or my family. And so when conversations got uncomfortable, those professionals would sometimes change the subject, or worse, they would avoid the situation entirely. So I really realized that in my own industry here in the financial world, that we're just not trained on how to deal with clients who are experiencing a life transition. And it doesn't have to be related to death. I mean, divorce, retirement, there's so many things that can trigger emotion in us. Yeah. So we're taught how to help our clients with the logistics, the legal processes of getting through those transitions, but we're not really given direction on how to emotionally support our clients through those times. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where I, became motivated to help find a resource to help with that training related to our firm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. What are some of the things you have implemented over the years? And let's start there. What are some of the things you have implemented from what you've learned?
Yeah, so after the initial Core Genius training or master class, I came back to the office. I put together some, really reviewed the materials that Amy and you had provided to me. I put together a couple of PowerPoint presentations to give some trainings to our staff. So I held two separate trainings. The first one covered the different types of grief-triggering losses. Mm-hmm. I also provided each of my staff and advisors with folders that had printouts of really the entire chapters of Amy's book on what to say and what not to say, as well as the chapter that goes through the text that you can use for cards, emails, etc. And not that we use them verbatim, but they're just such a great, starting point because your hand does, your pen does hover over the page, truly. Yep. So that's really what we focused on in the first training. And then in the second training, I presented kind of a guideline that I had put together for everyone in the firm to follow. We have a process in place. We inputted it into our CRM to ensure that everything gets implemented and that it's all tracked, in a timely manner. But we're, the first thing that we try to do if we're available is attend the service after a death.
Sure.
If we attend the service, or even if we can't, we make a donation in memory of the person who died. During the first meeting in our office following the death, we provide the client or the, family member with a journal and the book, Living When a Loved One Has Died. We also put together a resource list with various support groups that are here local to our area. I included the days of the week that they meet, the times that they meet, the location, and kind of gave an idea of what type of support group it was, if it was, for widowers, etc. So we provide that resource list at that first meeting as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the wedding anniversary or birthday, that's the advisor's discretion, as well as 6 months after the death, we do send a personalized card, and a book. And I have probably 5 to 6 books that our advisors can choose from when sending those, depending upon, what the exact situation is. And then last, on the 1-year anniversary of the death, we do send flowers to that client.
That's a pretty comprehensive program there of staying in touch and acknowledging those marker days, as we call them.
Yeah, and we have had such good feedback. I can't tell you how many calls and emails we've gotten when a client gets those cards or, the flowers especially, just that we remembered.
Making a difference in their life and, remembering journeying with them.
Yep.
Interesting.
Exactly.
That's helpful. Mel, I guess you touched on this there. My next kind of question is, how have Galecki has been around for a long time. Obviously, it's a successful firm. How have you noticed other changes, both external facing with your clients and even internally with your colleagues, with each other, based on the kinds of things that you're doing? In other words, loyalty, referrals, anything like that you can pinpoint or talk about.
Yeah, the most significant impact has hands down just been client loyalty. When you've walked with them through a very difficult time in their life, it endears them to you.
Sure.
It truly does. And they do get feedback from their clients. And I think naturally those clients that you have helped and have been supportive of, they're going to refer you to their friends and family. It's a natural process. And as business-minded people, that part of the experience is great. But really the true benefit is knowing that you are equipped with useful, actionable resources that can help your clients during a time that it's most needed.
Now, if you could give one piece of advice to colleagues in the profession about what you've learned from us, what would that be? What would you say in general?
Be human. Don't be predictable and just go through the motions. Be human. Be a friend. Be a confidant. The Core Genius training will equip you with tools to help make the conversations less uncomfortable. I think that, we don't know how to have those conversations. And you guys provide such great examples that can be used. And if you're speaking from your heart and you are showing your genuine concern and your compassion, your clients are going to feel it. They're going to be your clients for life. So I'd say that my biggest piece of advice would be human. Be human. Don't be robotic about the way that you're doing things. Show the human side of you to your clients, and they will show their human side as well.
It's good to hear you say that, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. So, Mel, thanks very much for spending time with me today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again for inviting me.